one sort of useful application, I suppose, of these special products is your ability to do some sort of mental math with them. And so we look at these particular products. You have 17 times 20, 23, and you have 29 squared. Okay, let's just look at our special products again. So I just want you guys to get practice writing this out. So remember, a plus b, the quantity of a plus b squared is going to be equal to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, and the quantity of a minus b squared is going to be equal to a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, and so again, important that we remember those, that you either memorize them or you're able to derive them by FOIL. Either way is fine with me. Okay, but looking at A, we can kind of actually model this after one of the other ones, which I'm actually going to remember the sum and the difference pattern is a plus b and a minus b. Okay, and that one was going to be a squared minus b squared. Okay, so let's take a look now. Number 17 and the number 23. Okay, I can actually write this as 20 minus 3 times 20 plus 3, right? And we have to look at this particular problem here and sort of look at which pattern this actually follows. Well, it looks like a sum and a difference, so this is the one I think I want to use. Right now, I know that really 20 is my A term and 3 is my B term of this particular pattern, so I can actually just look at this number 20 here, and I know that, you know, the first part of FOIL it's going to be 20 squared. Well, so I'm going to say this is going to be my A term squared, and then I'm going to say minus, well, my B term squared here is, my B term is 3, right? And so I'm going to write B squared. Okay, now I know that 20 squared is 400, okay, and I know that 3 squared is 9, okay, and I know that 400 minus 9 is going to yield a final answer of 391. Okay, so kind of cool that we did this a little bit differently than normal, than just kind of like stacking these numbers up and multiplying them like we did in elementary school and middle school. But kind of a cool way that we can apply this. All right, now 29 squared, that's awfully close to 30, right? And so what I'm going to write this as is 30 minus 1 squared. Okay. Now remember, this is 30 minus 1 times 30 minus 1, right? And so really the pattern that we're looking for in part B is going to be this one, right? This squaring a binomial where it's a minus b squared. Okay. Now let's go ahead and go through this. You know, my a term in this particular one is 30, and our b term in this particular one is 1. So what I can do here is just sort of follow my pattern, right? And so my a term here, 30 times 30, I know that's going to give me 900. Okay, now it's my minus 2ab part. So I'm going to say minus 2 times my a term of 30 times my b term of 1. And then it's going to be plus b squared. So our b term is 1, so plus 1 squared, which ends up just giving us 1 anyways. Okay, but here we go. And so if I simplify this, it looks like I already kind of simplified the 900 part. So it's going to be 900, okay, minus 2 times 30 times 1, so this is going to be minus 60, and then plus 1, right? Well, I know that 900 minus 60 is going to give us 840, and then plus 1 should give us 841 for our final answer. So 841, we'll circle that up, and we are good to go. Okay. So again, sort of an interesting application there. Let's maybe look at a couple more examples. All right. So I'll go ahead and turn the page here. 19 times 21. Okay. That looks like the pattern I could do 20 minus 1 times 20 plus 1. Remember, this is our sum and a difference pattern. So if I write this up here in blue, remember this is the a plus b times a minus b equals a squared minus b squared when we actually FOIL it, right? Okay, so when I fill this up, I'll get now 20 squared minus b squared, which is 1. So minus 1 squared. All right, well, this is pretty simple. I mean, 20 squared is going to give me 400. I know that 1 squared is just 1. And my final answer here, 19 times 21 is going to be 399. Okay, so 399 is our final answer. Okay, pretty simple stuff, right? I think hopefully we're getting a little bit better at this and we kind of see the idea. Part B, I guess, I could write this as 40 minus 2 squared. Okay, and as a reminder here, this is our squaring a binomial pattern. So a minus b squared is going to be equal to a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, and I'll take a look. I know my a term is 40 here, and so I'm going to write this as 40 squared. Okay, now it's minus 2ab, so I'm going to write minus 2 times 40 times 2, and then plus b squared, which is just going to be plus 2 squared. Okay, now 40 squared. All right, so 40 times 40. I know that 4 times 4 is going to give me 16, and I'm going to add those 2 zeros. So this is actually 1600. Okay, the minus 2ab part. So minus 2 times 40. Okay, so that's going to be 80. And 80 times another 2 is going to be 160. So minus 160. And then I'm going to add 4 to that. Okay, so 1600 minus 160. Okay, well 16 minus 100 is 1500. Minus 60 more is going to be 1440. And then I have to add 4 to that. So 1444 should be my final answer. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and write 1444. All right, so there you have some mental math applications for these patterns.